Now we are going to learn about business and its environment. We are going to answer the following questions. What is business? What are the different kinds of business? What are the objectives of business? The environment of business forms, matching the organization with the environment. Now, what is a business? Business forms and the government are expected to provide goods and services to the society. The major part of this job, however, is assigned to the private business of firms. Under this system, firms are free to compete with each other, and competition leads to offering new and improved products and services to the society. The standard of living is raised or lowered depending to a large extent on the performance of business firms. Basically, business exists for the provision of goods and services needed in a particular society. Therefore, without business, the society cannot exist or cannot continue. In other words, society needs business for its survival and for its sustainability. However, business must always be regulated by the government or by the rules and regulations set by the government as well as of the set guidelines of the society. Business may be defined as all profit seeking activities and enterprise that provide goods and services to an economic system. Now, what is a profit? Profit refers to the rewards for business persons who take the risk involved in producing and marketing goods and services. A lot of businessmen aims or have profit as their main goal, but it's also important that as businessmen gain profit, it has to consider that it also values the people to whom these goods and services are provided to. What are the different kinds of business? We have commerce. These are business firms which are engaged in buying and selling of goods and services that are classified as such. Also included in this category are trading, merchandising, and marketing. Second is industry. Industries are those that are mainly engaged in the production. Goods produced which are intended for ultimate consumption are all called consumer goods, while goods intended for use of business and industry are called producers' goods. Industry business may be further classified into genetic industries, which are those involved in agriculture, forestry, and fish culture. We also have extractive industries, which are those involved in the extraction of goods from natural resources, which include mining, lumbering, hunting, and fishing. Another is manufacturing industries, which convert raw materials into finished products. Examples are firms engaged in the manufacturing of drugs, plastics, food, liquor, footwear, motor cars, tools, office supplies, etc. You also have what they call construction industries. These are those engaged in building infrastructures like airports, seaports, dams, and highways and dwelling units. Kinds of business. Okay, for services. A service business is one which sells service to the buyer. Service firms may be classified as recreation, which include movie houses, television and radio stations, theaters for drama and stage presentations, resorts, and the like. We also have personal services such as the restaurants, barbershops, transportation, hotels, tailoring shops, slimming salons, and the like. And we also have finance, such as banks, insurance companies, investment houses, financing institutions, credit unions, savings and loans associations, and the like. What are the objectives of business? Mainly profit. It's making profit is the primary goal of any business enterprise to gain more money out of the amount you have invested. All right. So the more return of investment, the more profitable business is. Objectives of business, aside from profit, we also have growth. Business should grow in all directions over a period of time. We also have power. Business houses have vast resources at its command. These resources confer enormous economic and political power. Employee satisfaction and development could be another objective business. Business is people. Caring for employee satisfaction and providing for their development has been one of the objectives of enlightened business enterprises. Another is quality products and services. Persistent quality of products earns brand loyalty, a vital ingredient of success. We have also another objective business is market leadership. That is to earn a niche for oneself in the market. Innovation is the key factor. Another is challenge. Business offers a vast scope and poses formidable challenges. Service to society could be another objective of business. Business is a part of society and has several obligations toward it. According to Joseph Murray, service to society is the rent we pay for living on this planet. The environment of business firms. Business environment means all of the internal and external factors that affect how the company functions, including employees, customers, management, supply and demand, and business regulations. The external environment. The term external environment are factors and institutions that are beyond the control of the business and the effective function of the enterprise. The external environment consists of elements outside the organization that are relevant to business operations. Types of elements in external environment. We have the direct action elements and the indirect action elements. Now we have here, for example, an illustration of how it looks like. Here, for instance, the business firm, okay, it could be as a recipient, it can also be as transformer. All right, so the business firm could be a transformer by making use of the outputs such as products and services. Then, as recipient, okay, it gives or it provides the external environment, and the external environment as provider of these inputs such as raw materials, money, labor, energy, and then could be the business that is going to serve as recipient for all this. All right, we have here direct action elements and indirect action elements. For direct action elements, we have consumers, competitors, labor unions, suppliers, financial institutions, and government agencies. While for indirect action elements, you have technological variables, economic variables, political legal variables, as well as internal variables. Direct action components, okay, we have customers. Customer patronage is very vital to the existence of the business firm. The manager must continuously strive to keep old customers and attract new ones. All right, it is for the very reason of providing the needs and wants of the customers that the company or the business uh, basically exists. So that's why it's important for any business organization to take care of their customers. We also have another direct component, which are the suppliers. Business firms achieve their objectives through a combination of activities. First and foremost is the transformation of production inputs like raw materials, energy, services, equipment, and labor into usable products or services. Suppliers provide these inputs. Now, business firms must maintain good relationship with suppliers if they want on-time deliveries of inputs. You also have another direct component, which are the competitors. The target market share can be successfully achieved through careful analysis of competitors. In determining the appropriate marketing strategy, the manager will have to consider not only the target customers, but also the competitors. Competitors are either direct or indirect. For example, Nescafe and Cofico, they are direct competitors. Pepsi and Coke, they are direct competitors. Pepsi and Nescafe, they are indirect competitors. For market structures, okay, we have to consider. All right, so we have here the four market structures: the perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, brand, and we also have oligopoly. Now let's try to consider these following aspects: the number of firms, type of product, ease of entry, and the examples. For perfect competition, number of firms, there are many of them. The type of product is identical. Ease of entry is easy. For example, the commodities or just rice. Then for monopoly, the number of firms is one. Type of product is unique. Ease of entry is black. And example of government utilities. Then we also have for monopolistic competition brand. Okay, the number of firm produces many. Type of product is differentiated. Then ease of entry is easy. An example, we have brands, clothing, and restaurants. And for oligopoly, we have number of firms, there are few of them. Type of products, it's either ease of entry is hard. Example, manufacturing cars and computers. Now we have another direct component of the business firms, the labor supply. The services of managers and employees are indispensable requirements of business operations. These services are, in a way, procured through recruitment and hiring by the human resources specialists of the business firms. Now there's financial institutions. Business firms are concerned with maintaining and expanding their operations. In other case, the company will need funds. As such, a company planning to expand its business must be well regarded by financial institutions such as commercial banks, development banks, and other lending institutions. We also have government agencies. In many ways, business organizations are affected by change in government policies, from enactment of laws to the granting of business permits. The viability of business firms could be enhanced or limited by actions of government. The indirect action elements. Okay, we have, for example, technological variables. Technology has become widely recognized as an important ingredient in the success of business. The firms and manager who does not consider the technological variable in his strategy faces the risk of losing out to competitors. Technology refers to the tools and ideas that may be used by an organization to pursue its goals. If, for instance, in the Philippines, we have this uh, leading telecommunication companies that are actually paving the way for technological advances. We have Smarts, Sunsilver, and the Globe, and many others. We also have economic variable. This concern will touch the health of the economy in terms of inflation, income levels, gross domestic product, employment, and job outlook. Because of the importance of economic variables, business managers are required to devote time and resources to forecasting the economy and to anticipate changes in important concerns like prices. Third is social culture variables. Business organization could only flourish if they consider society's customs and values in the planning and implementation of their activities. Fourth is the political legal variables. These consist of laws and regulations promulgated and implemented at the local, national, and international levels. Also included in the element are individuals and organizations that attempt to influence the political legal environment. Fifth is international variables. These elements include changes occurring in various parts of the world, which may affect business organizations in various ways and degrees.